Hi, everyone. My name is Georgette Truan. I work for attorney Vincent Davis, and I have a special co host tonight. Her name is Alicia Clark. Hi, Miss Alicia Clark.
Hi, how
Can
are
you hear me,
you?
Alicia? Here she is.
Yes.
Alicia, can you hear? Okay. And I
Yes,
have
I
a
can hear.
special guest today. Yes. Hi, Alicia. And I have a special
Hi.
guest today. Her name is Valerie. Hi, Valerie. How do you
Hi.
pronounce your last name? How do you
It's
pronounce your last name?
Pashas. Pashas.
Pashas? Valerie Pashas.
Yes.
So, Valerie, what
hmm
state are you coming from?
I'm coming from Florida, Southwest Florida to be exact.
Okay, and what's your story with DCFS?
Yes, it's been very trying. So my case started back in February. My well, before then, my son is disabled. He's nonverbal autistic and he eats through a G-tube. So I took him to the hospital in December because he was getting constipated. The nurses that were working let him go 11 days without letting me know that he was constipated. So 11 days, that's a lot. There's really nothing much that I can do. He has to go to the hospital. So I went to his appointments. I told him that nothing is moving. They pushed him to the hospital. There, after about 3 weeks later, I told him I don't have any nurses. Um, he's 24/7 by myself. I'm in the house by myself. And before I got to the hospital, my mother died on the 14th.
Oh my
So there's
God.
no more help for me. So I told him that. And the caseworker looks at me. It was two of them. I can't help you. And I was like, but can you help me find services? I can't help you. They were yelling at me. And thinking that DCF was going to help me, I called them and I said, I don't know what to do. I'm really scared because I've been up for 14 days already with my son. And I don't know what else I cannot stay up no more. That could make your heart stop. They said, "Oh, don't worry, they're gonna help you. We're gonna talk to them." All right, so nobody talked to me about help until like January 9th. January 9th, they told me that they were gonna help me. They found services. And I told them that I had an electricity bill that needed to be paid, but I was already working with my caseworker from my son's insurance. She said she was
Mhm.
gonna pay that months ago, and she never did. So I was like, if Nathan's already like 2 months in the hospital, so I'm there every day in the hospital with him. Obviously, I'm not working. Whatever job I had, I already quit to be there with my son to
Mhm.
see what they were gonna work out for us. Excuse me. So then they stopped talking to me. They went radio silent. DCF was calling me saying, "Oh, we're never gonna take your kid." February 10th, they was like, "We'll never take your kid. You're a good mom. You just need help. We're gonna find help for you."
Mhm.
I never heard from them again. You heard, I think you're shaking your head because you heard this story before.
Mhm.
And then they they had an organization that was going to pay my rent for 2 months. And I said, that's perfect because maybe they were listening to me when I say it takes a while for the nurses to get comfortable with my son. And then after 2 months, I get back on my feet. I go back to my job. Everything's going to be better. They called me like it was a Friday. That Monday, they called me and they said, I don't know what's going on, but they're sheltering your child. And
The
I don't know
what?
why. Because they're
The
taking your
what?
child. They're taking your child. They said the organization that was going to pay for the rent, the utilities for 2 months just to get me by this stretch because at this point Nathan's been in the hospital I think close to 3 months. This organization that was a Friday. I said I'm going to try to find the login for my utilities. She called me back on the Monday to say, oh, they're taking your child, and I call her back, and I was like, if they take your child, I can't help you with your utilities. But she did say something to me. She said, I don't know why, because they can see that your child has a lot of special needs and you're asking for help and you're being responsible. Because even when I went to my son's funeral, sorry, my mom's funeral, I gave them a letter telling them that I will be gone these days to these days, but I'll be available to call me if anything happens.
Mhm.
So I'm being responsible. Hello. I'm being responsible and they used that in the shelter. They used the letter. They used the letter that I wrote to the hospital stating that my mom that I'm not going to be available. They put that in the shelter. So when that happens, a couple of months, like a month later, they escorted me out the hospital, but they put in my shelter paper that I abandoned him at the hospital. So how are you escorting me at the hospital if I abandoned him? Doesn't make sense. Um, and it happened. I couldn't believe it. I called
How
the
old? How
organization I was
old?
gonna.
I'm sorry to interrupt you, Valerie, but how old is your son again?
Yeah, no, he is 13 now, but he was 12 when this started. But he's 13. He's nonverbal, like I said. Eats through a G tube. The calories have to be given over 24 hours. So I'm staying up, making sure the tube doesn't dislodge, the G tube button doesn't come out. You have to stay the whole night. He's on a G tube pump, and the pump, if it clogs, if he turns over and rolls over on the tube, it will say, the input, something's wrong. It will beep and beep and beep, and you have to be there to make it unbeep so he can have his calories throughout the night. And also, it has fluid in there. It has water, has formula, it has everything. So they put him in a group home that's not even meant for medical. It's not meant for medical at all. I told the caseworker, and this is when I can't believe that Ms. G, you're right about everything. These caseworkers will lie on you when you're trying to help your child. You think you're on the same page with them, you're not. They're on a totally different page from you because he kept on missing medical appointments. And I said, well, I told the caseworker, I said, he's missing a lot of medical appointments. Is there something you can do about it? Can you do anything about it? She said to the next time, she was like, yeah, I think he should go to a medical facility that's more geared to his medical needs. When in court, she said that I tried to fight her. She never talked about the missed appointments. She said that I tried to fight her, that she's scared of me. I looked at this woman like, wow. I just sat in court and cried. They talked about my mom dying. And I just sat there and cried because everything was a lie. Yes, my mom passed away, but they said that she financially took care of me and she didn't.
But even if your
Um,
mother financially took care
so
of
now
you,
he's
what?
continuously missing appointments.
But
I'm
Valerie,
sorry?
wait. Even though your mother, even if your mother took care of you, so
I can't
what?
hear you.
I'm sorry. Am I
I'm sorry?
I can hear you fine.
Yeah.
okay? Even if your mother took care of you, so what? So what? My mom took care of all of us until the day she
I don't
died.
know. They put that in there. They didn't have much to take my son.
That's just dumb. But they're making
They didn't
excuses.
have much to take my son. They just
They're oh, darn it, Valerie, come back. Hi, Stacy.
All right.
Hi, Miss
You should
G.
have been here. You should have been here earlier. You're a physician assistant, and she was taking care of her son. She didn't do anything wrong. But do you see how they said that she's fighting with them? And then when they don't have anything to hold against her, then they say, "Oh, her mother took care of her." So what? Her mother took care of her. Isn't that what moms are supposed to do, or is it just me? It doesn't make any sense. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. Mothers are there for their kids until the day they die. Even when you're married and with your own kids, your mothers don't leave you. Well, not all
How
moms.
how often do they take kids away from parents when they don't have any family support too?
Exactly. So, Valerie, they're making excuses. Honey. They're making excuses. This is not.
I'm sorry,
This
my
is not.
phone.
It's okay, baby girl. But they're making excuses. You didn't do anything wrong. Your son shouldn't be taken away from you. And like I said earlier, you were not here, but Stacy is a physician assistant. And if you don't believe me, talk to a professional. Oh man, it's her phone. I think it's her phone. It's her phone. So Miss Alicia, we have the whole gang here. Miss Stacy is with us, as you see.
Hi, how are you?
Just peachy.
Peachy.
Um, I think we lost her, didn't we?
Yeah. She's every time I put her back on the show, it goes off again. So it
Yeah,
must be something going on with her phone.
Well, I think it's a good time to talk about dehumanizing treatment then.
Yeah, that's
Yes,
right.
please. Can we
Nice
talk
little
about that?
segue. Yes,
Can we
and
talk about that?
Oh,
yes.
Let me not use the video because maybe it could help a little bit so I can stay on because I'm using my
Okay.
cell phone and I don't have a laptop that's working right now. I have to get
That's
it
fine.
fixed. But and I remember listening to your show, like they'll use anything to take your child. I remember you saying that. They'll take kids from good parents. I remember you saying this stuff and I couldn't believe it because I watched your show before my son was even taken.
Oh my
I
God.
saw your show and yes, I saw your show before. I saw your show before my son was taken. Like while he was in the hospital, I was saying to myself, I don't think I have to worry because I don't have any history of drugs. I take my son has never missed an appointment, unless if he was in the hospital for his chronic issues. I'm a good mom. They won't have anything on me. When I tell you, they put lies on that paper.
Miss G,
Yeah.
And they
Valerie,
put, mhm.
Valerie was scheduled on another night, and that was when I think you were still in court or held up or something, and you couldn't make it. And she's like, "No, I want Miss G to interview me."
Oh my God, that's you, Valerie. Oh my baby.
I always say on your videos, I love you, Miss G. I love you, Miss G, because
Love
you
you
were
too.
the one. I don't want to cry. I don't want to cry, but you were the one to say, kiss your kids goodnight. They're home. You were the one that prayed that prayer. And it made my mind just change. It made my mind change. Nathan's home. He's home. He has all the services he needs already. I believe that in my heart, and I believe that God is walking me through this whole path. It hurts because it's my child and I see him. Now they're saying that he was neglected. But now he's really truly neglected. He don't go to doctor's appointments. They call me and say, Val, if you miss another appointment, you're not going to be with our practice anymore. And I'm thinking, I try to tell him he's not with me. They can't imagine it because I was so involved with my son's life. The doctors cannot understand what I'm talking about. Like
Yeah.
all his specialists, they're like, if he doesn't go to the dentist, then his teeth, is gonna fall out. Valerie, why he's not going to the? And I just get off the phone like I feel like my mouth is muted, like I can't even talk because I'm like, it's not. He's not with me. It's not me. That care that he had before, that dedication I put in is not there anymore. And I don't want to say he's in DCF care because once your child is in DCF care, the people think that you really did something to get your child taken away.
Yep.
You asked for help. I asked for help. I asked for help in the most responsible way. Like, wait a minute, let's try to work something out because I cannot go back to staying up 24 hours. I think there's something we can do with my child that's a little bit better. No, I have to lose him. Now he has to
Guys,
be
I'll be.
neglected.
Valerie, what state did you say the case is in?
Florida.
Florida. There is an attorney in Florida that I found. I am gonna get you
Okay.
I'm gonna talk to him first, okay, Valerie?
Okay.
When was the child? When did this happen?
It happened the end of February, February 28th.
And where is he placed? Is he placed in a foster home right now?
He's placed in a group home.
And all you wanted was help, right?
Yes, all I want. I needed help.
Okay. I'm gonna talk to this attorney and I'm gonna see what he can do for you because I know you can't afford one right now. I'm sure.
Right.
As all most mothers, I mean, we go through so much as mothers. We labor, we go through labor pain, and we go through loss and mourning over our kids, and we do a lot. We go through a lot of trauma, and
Right.
and I can totally understand how you feel about your son right now, and I can honestly tell you that I will find you this guy, and I'm praying to God that he's gonna. I'll talk to him. I'll talk to
Yeah.
him.
Thank you.
You just never know what God will do. You never know.
Yeah.
And
Mhm.
but what I need you to do, Valerie, if you can just actually no, I'll just Grace, if you don't mind, if you can text me Valerie's information right now, please, so I can text him tonight. I would really appreciate that. Okay, I wrote everything down so I can talk to
Thank
him
you.
about it, and I will text you from my personal cell phone, Val. Okay,
Thank you.
you're very
But
welcome.
you literally grow my faith in the Lord. Like I literally was like, you know what, God, I'm gonna try you. You know, Miss GB talking about you. I'm gonna try to have my faith in the Lord, and He's not let me down. You know, I kept my spirits up. When people talk to me, they're like, I can't believe you're so strong. Everyone says that. I tell everybody about my case because I don't want to be ashamed anymore. I don't want people to shame me. You know, I want people to know the truth about DCF. They'll lie to steal your children, and then when they get your children, they don't take care of them.
Mhm.
You know, my son came to a visit and he smelled so bad, so putrid.
I believe you.
You know, I could not believe it. So I didn't say nothing because I was scared. Because you're scared of these people, they will lie on you. And his clothes were so dirty. You know, I couldn't believe it.
But I want you to
I
understand
do.
something, Valerie. Don't be when you show them that you're scared of them. I'm not asking you to be bold and go smack one in the face because that's usually what I
Yeah.
feel sometimes. But I want you to look at them boldly, like be a warrior. You know what a warrior? I'm not saying warrior as in literally to go get a sword and go fight them. No, I'm talking
Yeah.
about a warrior of God is not afraid. You can get
Yeah.
angry. I get angry. I get
Right.
disappointed. I get mad. But don't sin. Like don't sin from the anger or the resentment you have for them. God
Hmm.
knows they're ugly inside, Valerie. He knows. Well, He knows what is in everyone's heart. Me, Stacy, Alicia, you, everyone around us in the world. God knows what's in the heart of men and women, right?
Hmm.
But
Yeah.
I don't want you to fear because when you fear demons, they they sense your fear.
Yeah.
When you fear, you get dark. Remember, fear is from Satan, right? From a demon.
Right.
So when you
Hmm.
feel fear, you become dark on the inside. Your light is dimmed.
Right.
That's why I don't get afraid. I actually look at fear and spit on it. You know what
Right.
I mean? Just spit on it. Just say you don't
Hmm.
belong here. This is God's territory. This is not
Right.
your
Right.
territory. And you
Right.
rebuke that spirit of fear, and then
Hmm.
going forward, they're gonna see light and strength. And the more they see
Right.
light and strength in you, the more they're going to be afraid because they know
Right.
God is with you. When they know God is with you, they're going to retaliate against you more. And that's
Right.
usually what happens with people, like good and bad. You see the bad always retaliating on the good, right? Because they want to
Hmm.
dim their light. They want to dim that light that God gave you.
Right.
So don't be afraid of them. When your son smells bad, or he's not, looking right, you need to document it. You need to
I
document what
did.
he was wearing, right?
Hmm.
How he smelled, what was he, what he ate, was his shoe tied, was he wearing shoes? Everything you need to document,
Right.
okay?
Yes.
And when is the next hearing?
The next hearing is in December.
And what type of hearing is in December?
I would have to look, but I know it's something important because it's not I don't remember, but it's something important. I forget the name of it. But I definitely have to finally get a hold of my attorney because he's hard to get a hold of when you have
Well,
problems.
this is what you need to do when your attorney is hard to get a hold of. You need to email your attorney and you need to ask the following: when is the next hearing? What type of hearing is it? What is the name of the hearing? The department number and the time of the hearing.
Okay.
Okay?
I know it's December 9th. I mean 13th. December 13th. But I don't know the type of hearing.
Yeah, that's important because you don't know if
Right.
they're gonna do. You don't know if they're gonna do a termination. You don't even know if they're gonna
Right.
terminate your unification services. That's
Right.
important. Because if they're gonna terminate your reunification services based on what? They didn't even do a parenting study with you, correct?
No.
Exactly. So there's a
The,
lot
the,
of work to be done
the
on
one
your
thing
case.
I'm scared of is because they have a nurse that works with Nathan, and she's all over the place with her emotions. Sometimes she's angry and sometimes she's happy, but it never really got this far. A couple of weeks ago, I meet him at the library. Um, and a couple of weeks ago, no supervising caseworker was there. They're supposed to supervise the visits, and nobody showed up. And this woman proceeds to yell at me, saying, "You don't have parental rights. You cannot be here. I'm a nurse. I'm scared of you." And I'm looking at her like, I don't have nothing to do with that. I don't own the department. And so I wrote down everything that happened, and I'm about to mail it to the judge. The next visit I have, I meet him on Mondays and Wednesdays. She said I tried to kidnap Nathan. And I was like, that never happened. At the front of the library, I said, "Can you please wait here, see if I can find a caseworker?" Maybe she's walking around looking for me, and she doesn't know my number because it could be a new supervising caseworker. She was like, "No, I'm calling the cops." And I was like, oh my God.
That's a setup,
At that
Valerie.
moment, Nathan's, yep, yep.
They did the same thing with a lot of women, including me. They did a lot of stuff. Yeah.
Wow. Wow.
I think you should start recording every interaction.
But
Right.
the library should be recording. They should have some kind of
Yes,
video
I'm trying to get what you call it. I'm
subpoena.
trying to get
Subpoena.
a subpoena. Yeah, I'm trying to get it tomorrow. I'm getting the subpoena.
There you go.
So I can subpoena the library.
You
But
can
the only
sue
thing, the
her.
only hope,
You can sue her.
yeah,
You can sue her.
yes, she needs to lose her license because I've seen her talk bad about Nathan. She's the one that my son doesn't go to school no more because she said she doesn't want to take him to school. So now he doesn't go to school. My son doesn't go to therapies. Why he doesn't go to therapy? She don't want to take him. They letting her rule everything. She's made me miss over 2 months of seeing my son because she said she didn't like me. What was the reason why she don't like me? I don't know. And
What
the department
nationality
listened
is
to
she?
her. I'm sorry?
What nationality is she?
She's Cuban. I don't I don't know. She's just a demon. I promise you. She's here to just set this just to make me so
That
discouraged
is an
when I'm
act
about to
of a
see.
demon. A demon would become really angry at you for no reason and
Yes.
smear campaign you for no reason,
Yes.
and then they act like they're victims of their own demise.
Exactly. You want to know what a demon is? They never take responsibility. They never say anything. They're never the fault. That's a demon. They over exaggerate. And then the next visit that I had today, she's super calm. And the supervising caseworker was like, "Oh, she's calm." Guess what? My son was calm. All the yelling made my son have a behavior. And then she's like, "You see? You see?" And I'm like, "You're yelling and he can't handle it. You're scrambling his brain. This is his time with his mom, and you're scrambling his brain." And it works because when they went to court on August 9th, they said that every I caused the behaviors. It works. Like this, she's working it. So I said, "You know what, God, what can I do? What can I do?" I said, I'm gonna get a restraining order against her. Her
No,
and the caseworkers because they called me. No,
no, no, that's not a good move.
no,
We had a
no.
client that actually wanted to go to the police station, and Davis was like, "Stay still, be still. Can't do that.
Mm.
You cannot take matters like that in your hand. You make it so hard for an attorney to take your case. That's why oftentimes attorneys don't want to handle it because you guys screw up the case so badly." And
Hmm.
I was telling one of our
I
clients,
haven't done it yet, so I don't know. I
yeah,
haven't
don't
done it
do it.
yet.
Don't do it.
Don't do it.
Because what you guys don't understand, anything that you do will be held against you. I kid you not. And the judges are going to take their word against yours. So don't give them a reason. You guys are
So
giving
just get
them
the
a lot of
video.
reasons.
Yeah.
My
You,
advice is to start putting all this into affidavits and to the judge.
Okay.
The nurse missed this appointment. The nurse missed the appointment. The nurse missed
Okay.
5 days of school. It's the paper trail to
Yeah.
combat those
right.
lies.
Mhm.
Get the school records of the days that the school. Get video recordings of her behavior. We met at this time, and her behavior was this. It's about combating these lies with the paper trail. So
Setting the record straight.
that's how you combat that. Like they
Yeah.
missed this amount of days, and so they'll eventually, hang themselves with their lives. And the
Yeah.
judge is going to have a lot harder time ruling against a big thick paper trail in sworn affidavits than just hearsay. And we're protective mothers. We're not trial attorneys. I'm not.
Right.
So start documenting, start getting exhibits together, and write motions and affidavits and file them yourself if your lawyer won't. If you don't file
Yeah.
us, I will. So and you can do that. You can do letters and correspondences and start creating the record.
Okay, so Stacy, you hear all this while you're talking, Stacy. You and Alicia. I'm gonna go get my coffee from the kitchen real quick.
Okay, no problem.
I just want to say I agree with Alicia's advice. And watch your attorney when you say you want to do affidavits to correct the record, because see what your attorney's response is. Because when you want to defend yourself and get statements to the record that rebut what the CPS is saying about you, if your attorney is blocking you from getting your statements to the record, that's one way of seeing if your attorney is trying to work for the other side and throw your case. Because if your attorney cares about you and cares about your case, they're going to want to rebut those caseworkers' false statements and get affidavits to the record that correct those statements.
Yes.
So
Right.
watch your attorney's response, because if they say, oh, no, I can't do that, or they put it off and then they never do it, and then they block your statements from getting to the record that rebut what the social worker is saying, that attorney may be working for the other side. And that
I do
happens
believe he's
often.
working for I do believe he's working for the other side, because there was two events that happened. The one was when I said, "Can you help me get a subpoena for the video from the library?" And he was like, "Yeah, we should do that," but then he never did it. So I was talking to him at the at the courthouse to see if he was gonna do it, because I'm like, I have to find out the information. What do I need? Come back with the information. I'm gonna get a subpoena. And there was a time when they said,
Valerie, I just want to say something real quick before I go. I heard that part where what Stacy said and what you said about them getting a subpoena to subpoena witnesses.
Yeah.
They're supposed to have a witness list, okay? And that witness list has to be submitted into court with
okay,
the witness names on it. He's supposed to gather witnesses together, and also the subpoena. They always tell you they're going to subpoena, and they never subpoena. You can
Yes.
go check with them, and then they will say they were never subpoenaed. Teachers were never subpoenaed. Nurses were never subpoenaed. So you need to. I'm going to tell you what you need to do when I get back, but you can go ahead and talk.
Okay.
I'll be right back.
Okay. Well, I did the same thing. I gave him a list of witnesses, and he never called them. They were doctors. These aren't. I thought of bringing my family, but DCF has ruined that a little bit, with their lies. So I said, okay, that's not a problem. I do have doctors. His doctors are concerned. They're calling me why he's not going. Like my pediatrician is the only one that knows about the DCF. He did not get her on the stand. He said he tried and he couldn't. I said, wow. But they got a lot of people to come in, 6 or 7 people to come in and lie on me. And I felt like I don't know how to explain it. I just felt like an out of body experience. I'm like, this is really happening to me. I'm getting railroaded. There was a time when they said, oh, I yell at the nurses and the nurses have to leave my house. And then when I told him, I said, why don't you get some of my former nurses? And he was like, that's a good idea, but never followed up with me about that. But they said when he asked them on the stand, what are the companies that can't stand Valerie? They could not answer. They could not answer one company, one home care nursing company that could not stand me. And I looked at him like, you had this case in the bag. We could have ended it like 7, 8, 10 months ago, but you didn't do your due diligence,
Yeah, so that sounds like a problem to me. What do you think, Alicia?
Of course, but something also I just want to chime in is that what I've learned through my case is when lawyers and judges, and especially, my ex just makes up these lies that are believed by everyone all the time. Is that I always, in my case, always wanted any type of lies. Always, for the record, again. So if you need to get transcripts for your case, that's something I would
Yes.
recommend. And
Mhm.
then, sit down and start doing these affidavits and getting them signed and say, if your lawyer doesn't um, file the affidavits about these lies. They said this about me. This is not true. I mean, this is just like basic kind of pro se, law, legal
Okay.
advice. Is you got to start rebutting all the things. Get these transcripts. Say they said this. It's not true, and here's my evidence for this, and here's my evidence for that. Start getting that stuff on the record, or it's
Mhm.
hearsay. And the judge is going to have a much harder time with these affidavits for every hearing. Go back, get all those transcripts, and start writing these affidavits. Start, this is not true. This is not true, and start building the record on your own. And if your attorney will not file them on your behalf, file a disqualification motion. And that's the one positive thing about a pro se is, like, at least they're getting stuff on the record, including
Right.
myself. I've been through 23 assigned attorneys in my case, and it's the same thing. They won't they won't put this on record. They won't put this on record. At least you're up against some sort of pro se discrimination that's intertwined with this, but at least you're getting, the record, and it's on the record, and the judge has a lot harder time defending your record, if it's signed affidavits. Stacy?
Okay. Do you
Yeah, no, I
have a
agree.
courthouse
Yeah.
to get the affidavit?
I'm sorry?
like just advice. Do you think I should go to the courthouse to get the affidavit, or which
No, so
affidavit?
an affidavit is a written statement. I'm sure Stacy and I can, maybe even somebody can send you a sample, and it's a written
Okay.
statement, and it's just a written statement, and a difference with an affidavit that it's notarized, right,
Okay.
Stacy?
Okay.
Yep. Yeah, she could
Okay.
even. I don't know. How does that work, Alicia? Like, if somebody just does even a declaration, at least it's still to the record. But I
You
think it's
you could
still probably
you
safer
could
to do the affidavit.
you could technically write a letter to the judge, and copy all this with a notarized statement. You could
Mhm.
sometimes all different in different states, but if you write a written statement, you have it notarized, which is then called an affidavit. You
Okay.
could send that off strictly to the judge, and I've done that so many times when my lawyer ignores me, and I just send it anyway. And what are they going to do? Like, don't send that. And you'll say, well, I tried to send it through my lawyer, and so what do you want me to do? And
Mhm.
sometimes they won't put it on the record. Sometimes they'll reprimand you. But you gotta show them that you're, like, willing to fight, and you're not just gonna, like,
Mm.
take it lying down.
Right.
You gotta
Right.
you
Okay.
gotta
Thank you
figure
so
that
much.
out, with your own rules of your lawyer, and sometimes they have to be, and you have to represent yourself, to get that on the
Mhm.
record.
Yeah. What Stasha is saying is true. Lawyers and workers go to lunch together and come back to court. And basically, she didn't put this, but they pretend like they're not on the same sides, but they are. They're all out to lunch together.
Yes. Right. Right.
It's so true. And it's like they don't want to play nasty in the sandbox, because if they play nasty in the sandbox, then they shoot themselves in the foot for the next time where they do need to get along with the attorneys to make a deal.
Right.
So they're all friends.
It's
Mhm.
all about the record, in these types of cases for me, and you'll start getting that record, start having um,
I
exhibits
also
if you can.
And
Okay.
what Alicia's saying too, it kind of shows them that you're not going to take BS and roll over, like she said. And I tell this scenario to people all the time. It's like meeting a bear in the woods. If you meet a bear in the woods, if you sit down and you stay silent and a little bunny like they ask you to be, you're still going to get eaten. If you run
Right.
from the bear is bigger and more powerful, you're still going to get eaten. What you need to do is kind of throw rocks at the bear and show the bear that you're not
Right.
afraid and that you're going to stand up to the bear and you're going to be super annoying. And then the bear still knows he's bigger than you. The bear could choose to still come after you and eat you because he fully can, but the bear will choose not to because another meal might be easier. So when you're when you're correcting the record with your affidavits against the social worker, in a way that's like throwing rocks at the bear, showing them that you're not going to be so easy this meal.
Listen to Stacy on that one, because Stacy won her appeal, and I thought I was going to win my appeal, and I didn't, and I was so disappointed, and I thought I knew what I was doing. I mean, I thought I knew what I was doing, but I took advice from the wrong people, and honestly, I didn't even ask Davis to help me because he was busy. I remember, and I said, I'm going to do this on my own. I'm going to do this. I'm going to, I learned enough from him. I know what I'm doing. And when you get to the point where you have to do the closing argument, you know what I'm talking about, Stacy. When you have to talk to them, I was frozen, dude. I was like, all I want is my daughters. Like, I didn't know what to say. The other attorney was like spitting codes here and there, and I'm like, what is he talking? Like, I didn't know what was happening. But you become frozen. But when I saw Stacy's appeal, I watched her. She was spectacular. She was amazing. Yes, she was shaky in the voice. Her voice was shaky, but she was good. She was good. She knew what she was talking about. She asked the right person to help her. She didn't do it like all on her own, but she learned a lot. And that's how you need to get you need to get yourself to that point. Like I told you guys in my prayer show, I'm work in progress. I get angry too. I get angry at injustice. I get angry at deception. I get angry. I get angry at people that lie. I get extremely angry at them because it's so bad that what they're doing to other people, right? Like I said, I'm working. Don't use your emotions in it. Don't put emotions out there, Valerie. Emotions it's good to have emotions. Don't take me wrong. But even Jesus said what? Be as innocent as dove and as wise as serpents. I never understood that because I hate
touched on this a little bit, and that's why I think us parents are not trial attorneys. We do have a lot of emotions. What mother doesn't have emotions? How are you supposed to act when kids are taken away and CPS?
But they use that against you. They called me crazy. I'm having psychological testing now.
But this
they
is
call you crazy when you have emotions.
Yes,
but I did psychological testing, and it came back positive in my favor. But they didn't submit it into court. They said it's the psychiatrist is biased. How is she biased if she's your psychiatrist? So think about that for a second. If a psychiatrist says there's nothing wrong with this mother, she's like not what you're saying she is, and that the dad should be investigated, doesn't that say much? I mean, like I said, Val, don't be afraid of doing a psych evaluation. Do the psych evaluation, and they're gonna I don't know. They give you like some 900 questions, I swear, or something like that, and they give you like true or false, true or false, or choose from A to C, whatever, or A to D, something like that. And one of the questions is, have you ever lied? Right? And the answer is yes, you have. You know why? Because and the psychiatrist asked that. I remember it, and I said, yeah, I did. I told my dad I didn't hold the boy's hand, and I did. And she was like laughing the whole entire time. She's like, you come from a different background, because Egyptian dads are very strict about your virginity. It's like you have to be a virgin. Like you can't, look at a guy, because if you look at a guy, you're gonna get pregnant. That's how my father was. But again, it's like you have to be honest when you're answering these questions, and don't think about it that they're gonna be against you, because oftentimes there's a lot of psychiatrists out there who are actually not against the parents. And
Mhm.
when they go against CPS, of course, CPS is going to fight back. But you do your due diligence, and that report will back you up in the long run. You
Sometimes,
know,
Miss G. Sometimes these court psychologists, depending, like maybe in your area, sometimes you get ones like that. But psychology is still, at this day and time, a lot of smoke and mirrors, because it's not like you order a blood test and it says, oh, you have high cholesterol.
yeah.
This is a very subjective evaluation. And we find a lot of times when the court forensics are hired by CPS and paid for by CPS, then they're inclined to write reports that please CPS so they get for future work. So it's a very touchy situation. Um, and also, I don't think I would consent to one unless it was court ordered. And even still, because to me, that would be
A HIPAA
another
violation.
Fourth Amendment violation of search and seizure. That
Yeah.
they're going through and doing psychological evaluations on you, and what evidence do they have to be collecting this information? But if it's court ordered, I guess
But
that's
Stacy,
different.
I get your point, baby girl. But the thing is, like with Davis, he said before, let them do the psych evaluation on you. Then you go do your own psych evaluation with a very well
Yes,
known psychiatrist.
correct, to counter it.
Then, exactly, then that would help you. That would
Yes,
also help you. Either way, whether it's negative or positive, you do your own. I know that Davis works with some guy, not works with, but knows a lot of different connections where they can like make, instead of 9,700, they charge a lot of money for a psych evaluation, by the way. It's like 9,700,
Mhm.
9,800, depending on how long the psychiatrist's been around. But if you get a very well-known psychiatrist and he understands your story, he might make it 1,100 or 1,150, and that
Okay.
psychiatrist may be willing to testify on your behalf. He could be an expert
Mm.
witness. An
and that's
expert witness from a psychiatrist who's been doing it for 37 years or 38 years. That's a big deal.
right. And that's the other thing is always cross-examine take testimony from the court psychologist, especially if they're adverse to you,
Yep.
because a lot of their stuff is cockamamie that they can't hold up in court.
And
Mhm.
also, if the report is good for you, your attorney will say, I'm going to subpoena the psychiatrist, and that psychiatrist never been subpoenaed. You have to watch out for that too.
Mm.
You have to make sure that they subpoena the right people that will testify on your behalf, that will be expert witnesses for you.
And
But
you
they don't
see,
do that.
Mhm.
Valerie, already there's this problem because your attorney has already shown that he's not subpoenaing people when he needs to be. So now you see how
Right.
that could be a problem in the future.
Right. I'm also I have my thoughts, and my thoughts are to fire him. But I don't want to go at it alone. But he is hurting my case. He's not helping because he said something that I told him that the visitation meeting place is very far. But what I really meant to say, I was angry. But what I really meant to say is it's too far for me to drive there and not see my. And you know what my attorney said? He said she doesn't have a car. I'm like, what? That's what he said. I'm like, are you an idiot? I do have a car. If I'm driving, I have a car. But when I don't see my son for weeks in a row, I've missed 91 visits.
Oh my God.
91 visits. I've missed
That's a lot
91
of
visits with
visits.
my son.
Oh my
And
God.
then
Then
I'm
your next hearing
driving. And
most likely is going to be, next hearing is going to be termination of reunification services.
that's what I'm scared of, because that's why I think that nurse made it her business to act crazy, because she knows how to act normal when she has to. But I think it's her business to make her go crazy, you know. No, I am nervous. I'm nervous as shit. I'm like, God, I want to have faith, but I'm scared. I am scared out of my mind. But I really need to get that video. I think the video is gonna show that I didn't put my hands on her. I didn't even have my hands up because I wasn't talking. You know, when you're talking, you use your hands a lot. Even though you're not seeing me on video, I'm using my hands. I wasn't talking to her. I looked at her like she was crazy. I was frozen. Like, what is wrong with you? What is wrong with you? That's what I was looking at her.
The thing is, you
And
shouldn't even respond. What is wrong with
right.
you? What is this? What is
No,
that?
no,
Don't even.
I was thinking in my head. I wasn't speaking to her. After I said, wait a minute here, let me see if I find it. And she went crazy. I didn't say anything else to her. There was nothing else to talk about. You're talking about calling the cops on me because a caseworker didn't show up. I don't think there's anything else we can talk about. I just stood there and looked at her.
Oh my God, this is, yeah. I have a feeling it's termination of reunification, and then after that is termination of parental rights. Don't. I'm predicting based on what you're telling me, because when you say
Yeah.
you missed 91 visits,
I didn't
that's a
miss.
lot.
They missed. No, not me. They
Right.
missed.
But again, they're not going to look at it as
Oh,
they missed. The court is going to see it as
oh,
you missed.
Well, again, put that
wow.
in. Put every
Yeah.
date that they missed. Put it in
Yeah.
an
Mhm.
affidavit and send it to the judge if your lawyer won't. Do it. They missed this 9 times. Say this is they
Okay.
missed 91, and put that on the record.
Okay.
Now.
Mhm.
Yeah. Put that on the record, because you first of all, you're going to appeal whatever decision, that's not good for you. You're going to appeal it. You have to appeal it. That's the time you need an
Okay.
appellate attorney. You can't appeal on your own. I don't care what anyone tells you. Where's Stacy? Where did I miss Stacy? Wasn't she just here? Oh
Yeah,
my
she just
God,
left.
this is old right here. Okay. So yeah, the whole time I'm thinking Stacy's right here. Um Stacy, I mean, she won her appeal. I'm so proud of her. But not everyone can win their appeal on their own. You need,
Mhm.
especially if you're emotional. Can't.
Mhm.
Well,
You
that's
have to.
again why I recommend non-emotional affidavits, right? Because we're emotional, we can get real emotional in the courtroom,
Right.
and in paper and affidavits, try to keep as much emotion out of it. Just facts.
Mhm.
They missed 91 days. They missed these doctor's appointments. They missed this amount of school. Here's records. That type of non-emotional facts
Okay.
goes a long way.
Yep.
Okay.
And an appellate attorney is not, well, most appellate attorney will take like 10,500.
Mhm.
You need an appellate attorney that's been doing this for a long time, not just somebody
Okay.
who's been doing it for 5 years or 2 years or 1 year. No offense to these attorneys at all, but I feel like the ones who's been doing it for so long has more experience. Okay. Um, I said when Attorney Davis handled my case, he got me my daughters back within 2 court hearings.
Wow.
2 court hearings when he
So
himself
just
did it.
two thoughts on the usual time period to file notice of appeal in New York is 30 days. So just be mindful of that. And oftentimes, if you're, I don't know many moms that just have 10 grand lying around. Oftentimes, if
No.
you're declared a poor person in New York State, you can get an assigned attorney. Don't miss that window to, if they do have a really bad decision, come December for you, for whatever reason, and you're denied due process and you're denied, violence, whatnot. Most states have a certain window that you can file a notice of appeal. So just be
Mhm.
mindful of that.
Okay.
And also, just find out what I asked you earlier from your attorney, but do everything in writing. Do not call him or her. Okay.
Yeah.
Just do everything in
Okay.
Yes,
writing. And
and
the best
also,
thing, yeah. Go ahead, baby. Go ahead, Alicia.
so because I've been through 23 attorneys,
Mhm.
oftentimes, like, I will follow up on the same day every Monday. I'll follow up. Hey, did you do this? Did you do this? Did
Yeah.
you do this? So it's about really just every day you're gonna hear from me, and if it's gotta be every 2 days or every 3 days, whatever the time, every day, email them, but put everything in writing. Do not call him. Say
Okay.
this is my first request. This is my second request. This is my third request. Nail him down to say try to nail your assigned attorney, I'm assuming. Nail them down. It's like, okay, when are you to file a subpoena? When? You know? He's like, well, I don't know. It's like, you got to get like 2 weeks, you know, just really try to nail him to a time. When are you going to file these affidavits on my behalf? I don't know. It's like next week, you know, really try to nail them down. And if you can do it in writing, great. But, you know, attorney kind of saying, especially assigned ones, is that you got to follow up like once a week, if not every couple days. And if there's something really urgent, follow up every single day. Call him every single day. That's just the way it is. You can't just say, "Oh, I emailed this and and that's it." We'll never get anywhere with that. They need at least 10 emails and 10 phone calls before they'll get back to you.
Yep,
that's just the way it is.
Yeah, but again, it's better just, I don't know. I believe in emailing is a lot better because you need to have paper trace. Have paper trace. That's important.
The record.
Yeah.
Establish the record.
Yeah, for record is very important. And then again, you need to collect as much evidence as you can right now.
Yes.
So Valerie, you can come back again?
Yes, I can. Anytime you need me, I'll come back. Yes, because I want to gather my evidence. And then I want to submit it.
Is gonna be tomorrow's gonna be
tomorrow, anytime.
So tomorrow
Oh, you broke up. I'm so sorry.
So
you broke
I
up.
would like Alicia,
tomorrow,
if you
what
don't mind,
time?
if you want to come back also. Stacy. Oh, I said Alicia. Can you hear me, Alicia? What is happening? Is it a full moon today? Lord.
Maybe.
Okay, this is what I'm gonna do. First of all, I need to say hi, Jason. Hi, Jason. Oh yeah, Jason, this one is for you. I'm gonna send you a picture of it, and I'm gonna ask my priest to give me one for you. So this is the Orthodox Study Bible. This is the complete edition. No missing pages or anything like that. This is the original one. I'm gonna ask my priest to get you one. I told him I was gonna show it to him on the show today. And also my tiny animal family farm, whatever. There's no farm in there, but hi, baby girl. I call her my little rat. She loves rats. There's one here. Stasha said, lawyers and workers go to lunch together and come back to court like they are not on the same side. I can't tell you how truthful that statement is. I call juvenile court the whorehouse. This is the kind of whorehouse that was in Sodom and Gomorrah. That's exactly what they're doing in that courthouse. And in front of their clients, they act like they don't even know each other, but that is so true. She also went on saying, what if my evaluation were good now? I am demanded by them to do a capacity evaluation only through contracted evaluator through the agency. Oh no, that doesn't even sound right. That's not legal, babe. Don't even know. No, that's how much they take advantage. Oh my God. Jason said, thank you for helping us parents who don't know any better or have a voice. Love you, Jason. Thank you, Miss G. Mwah. And my tiny, I love her so much, you guys. She loves rats and I hate rats, and me and her are at it all the time with that. She sends me pictures of rats. So now you know what you need to do, Valerie. Do it.
Yes, I do.
Be organized. Make sure you have a notebook. Write down everything, dates and time, even the color clothes they were wearing. I'm talking about the social workers, okay? Your kid, everything. I told you guys before, write down everything. Even if she has a hard brooch, put down she has a hard brooch on the left side of her jacket. She was wearing a brown jacket, red hair, She looks like a demon. No, I'm just kidding. Not that part. But don't put she has horns or a tail. Don't do that. But write down everything else. Hi, look who's underdog. Love you, baby girl. But write down everything because you're setting them up right now for a lawsuit.
Right.
So
Yes.
subpoena, you need to get the subpoena. Make sure that your attorney subpoenas. Make sure that you get a letter of testimony from them saying that they were never subpoenaed. All that is important. You need to have written communication between you and your attorney. You have to email him, say, hey, you said you were subpoenaing Jason Smith, Erica Smith, Joe Smith, Georgette Truin, Alicia, my tiny animal family, all them people, right? So did you subpoena them? Yes or no? If he says yes, then you need to contact these people. If they say they were not subpoenaed, then you need to get a letter from them, dated, signed, that they were not ever contacted or subpoenaed by them. That is so important.
Okay.
Okay, because witness list is also important.
Right.
Because when we have a witness list, I have to make sure all the names are on there. Make sure all the names are on there. You must have that. And that has to be submitted into court. Make sure that's even submitted into court, for God's sake. Okay. Oh, and right, camera outside your home. Camera outside your home is important.
Okay.
There is a okay, when I first got this is the true story. So I have Ring camera all over my house, inside and outside. Okay. The outside, my friend of mine didn't like it because I have like friends who are like family to me, right? So he said, no, I don't like this. So what he did is he got together with his boys, his biker boys, and what happened was they went and got me a camera that is so high tech that you can't even detect it. Like I didn't even know where it is outside.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So what happens is that camera gets you like night vision as day vision. Like it will say 9 p.m., but it will show you like it's daylight. That's how bright it is. But it's so tiny. So they put all over on the outside. It will bring out sound. I don't know what the name of it is, but I'm sure it's expensive. But you need some kind of camera. The Ring camera works. Don't get me wrong, but I had to charge the battery, and that was a pain in the butt charging the battery.
Okay.
So it's better to have somebody who installs it for you. That's internally installed. Wired.
Okay.
I guess they call it hardwire, if I'm not wrong.
Yes.
I'm not really.
My brother knows my brother knows all of this.
Do it. This is the best investment you would ever do for yourself and your family. If you don't have a CPS case, get the cameras, not just one. Cameras. Put one in your kitchen, one in the hallway, one in the door ring, whatever you want to call it. One in the living room. Did I say the kitchen? Yeah, one in the kitchen. I don't know about the bathroom because that's kind of private.
It depends. If you have a kid that has their own bathroom, you can put it in the bathroom. But if you have other people using a different bathroom, don't put it in those bathrooms. Be like hopefully I'm praying to God that I have a house and I say, this is my son's bathroom, this is the guest bathroom. All the nurses can use that bathroom and that's it.
Yeah. But hopefully. Right now, I don't think it's legal to put a camera inside a private facility, like a bathroom, because that's private.
Okay.
I don't think you could put cameras in the bedroom unless it's your bedroom and you don't have a relationship with anyone. And, somebody from the family is checking up on you if you're an old lady like me. If you fall, you can't get up again. But that's different, right? But if you can't just put cameras everywhere. But I know the bedroom and the bathroom is very
sensitive.
Unknown. Yeah, sensitive spots. See, even she said no bedroom, no bathroom. That's right. So you need to have cameras. So when they come in, and you also need to have a sign that's selling it on Amazon, by the way. So that sign says this house is 24 hour surveillance. Anybody like me, if I go to your house and I walk past that sign and I knock on your door and you open the door and I walk in and you're recording me, I cannot by law say turn off your camera.
Mm-hmm.
In California, I don't know about other states, but in California, by law, I cannot say turn off your camera because I walked in. So the sign is outside.
You're
By law,
consenting by your presence.
right. They're supposed to be recording, by the way. They're supposed to be recorded, but because they're public officials. But in California, it's a very sticky law. I can record a police officer, but I can't record a social worker. That makes absolutely no damn sense. Okay.
Well, in New York, we record them anyway.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, oftentimes you don't know if the recording
For your safety. Yeah. Because they'll lie, right? They'll just
the
lie.
recording isn't. Yeah, it's in my safety. Check this out. So I have a gate. Somebody opened the gate because I work from home, so I always watch. I'm like the neighborhood watcher, right? So somebody opened the gate, went to my electric box, and opened it. And I'm like looking at him, and he's looking at me, and I'm like, "Can I help you?" As soon as I said, "Can I help you?" he dashed out at like so fast. So what I did is I went to the camera and I looked at everything, everything that he did. I got the police his even tattoo on the back of his neck. I gave them all the information based on that camera. If I didn't have a cameras in the back, I would never have known. So you get an alert even when they're sneaking up on you. You get an alert that somebody is back there, right? So I can't emphasize enough to you guys how much cameras are important.
Yeah.
It's
And
so
recording.
important. I'm not joking. Don't be cheap on the cameras. Don't do like I did. Don't go buy it from Costco for $354 and 3 cameras. I think it was 3 cameras in a packet. But buy the one that's hardwired to your home. And those are the ones that you need to keep. But you can keep the other cheap ones because you mislead people that way. It's criminals that way. You mislead
Whatever
them.
you
They
can
think,
afford,
"Oh,
really.
you know what? If you can't afford it, shit, borrow it. Borrow money and get it. If you have children, figure out something to do to get those cameras.
No, I'm gonna get cameras.
Because
I might not
that
be
will
able to
protect
afford.
you. That will
Might not
protect
be
you.
able
I
for
kid you
everything.
not. I'm not joking. That will protect you a
Yeah.
great deal. Because nobody, they can't do crap to you. They can't even say that you threw rocks on them. Because okay, so if I threw rocks on you, what time was that? Show me the time. Save your receipts also. Save your gas receipts. Save your food receipts. When you go shop, save your receipts. It has the date and time on there. When they say that they were at your house and you were there at 12:08 p.m. and you were not there, you were at Ralph's, you better have that damn receipt. Because they will say you were there and you slammed the door in their face. If you don't have those receipts, I mean, you start saving everything. I'm not joking. Start saving everything because they will stam you with lies and things that you've never done. They will say you did. Their demonic self will never stop. Demons don't sleep. They don't sleep. So they're going to make sure that you're in torment. But what they don't
Can I tell you one
understand,
thing?
huh?
Can I
Go
say one
ahead.
thing? You know that I get emails at 1 o'clock in the morning from my caseworker.
I
She
believe it.
texts. She doesn't stop. Do you know that I told her that this is my work schedule? She made me lose my job because she kept on switching the days to see my son. When you said, I remember they had a video. You were like, you better believe it. They will make you lose your job. You need to have a job to have your kid. They were like, you need to get drug tested every single day at this time. Let me tell you, as soon as you said that, it happened to me.
Oh my
It
God.
happened to me. It happened to me. They would say, oh, he has an appointment today. Oh, it got canceled. And I'm like, I call off for work for no reason. Why are you doing this?
They want you fired.
Yes.
The best thing for them is for you guys to be financially unstable.
Yes.
Even though they want you to work, but they don't want you to succeed.
Right.
When you
Calling
succeed,
me at
you're
2 o'clock
gonna
in
go
the
after
morning.
them,
Why
right?
you calling me
See,
at 2 o'clock in the
Alicia
morning?
agrees. Yeah, you're gonna go after them. If you're successful, you're gonna go after them.
Mm-hmm.
And the best way to stick it to a demon is you keep on succeeding. You're
Right.
not dead. Your son is not dead, thank God. God is
Thank
with
God.
you. But what the devil wants you to think is God is not with you. God is with you.
Yeah.
God is with you. God is strengthening you. But sometimes we have to
Yeah.
fall in the fire to be strengthened. Sometimes we
Right.
have to make wrong decisions to know who the real people are that deserve
Right.
our attention. Because sometimes
Right.
we occupy our brain free with the wrong people, right?
Mm-hmm.
So sometimes we have to go through the fire for God to remove those wrong people from your life and
And this is the
introduce
stuff
you to the
that,
right ones.
and
Yeah,
this is the stuff that you need to start documenting. She texted me
Yeah.
at 2 o'clock in the morning. Not very professional. She canceled on this
Mm-hmm.
day. She canceled on that day. She, you have to put all that in and use those text
Yeah.
messages as exhibits.
Yeah.
Just attach that screenshots to
exhibit.
your affidavit or your statement.
Okay. Yes.
She constantly,
And that's
is like how you're supposed to work, how you're supposed to get a job, or maintain a job when she's canceling this time, this time, this time, and this time, and this time.
Right.
but you guys have a lot of questions on the comments here. Sasha said settlement conference in December. My previous judge retired, and I haven't met the new one yet. Settlement will be first time we meet. Then my timeline ends in April, and another new judge. See, look, when you guys write comments like this, I have no idea what you're talking about. So, Sasha, honestly, if you need help, um, text me. Text me. My number is, where the heck is my number? Huh. Well, I'll be
You
damned.
want your name?
888-658-82.
No, my
Right?
direct number.
It's right there.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, that one, yeah, that's the office number. But my direct number it's right here. Grace, how do I show my I don't know how to do it. Uh-oh. That's not good. Oh, here it is. Yay. Okay. So it's 626-631-8901. It's right underneath my chin. Right underneath my chin. See that? 626-631-8901. So that is my direct number. So text me and let me know that you are on the show or you'll comment on the show, and then I can call you and we can talk. But let me know your availability though, okay? Guys, when you call me or text me and I don't answer you right away, it's because Mr. Davis has me hostage in a project, okay? And usually when he takes me hostage in a project, I can't breathe. I can't even go to the bathroom sometimes. So there's a lot of paperwork I have to complete for him, and it's time sensitive. So just remember, I'm not trying to ignore you at all. I swear I'm not. But don't give up on me. Just keep texting me, okay? And any time of the night, I will call you guys. But don't do anything, and don't think you know what you're doing without talking to someone first who understands. Not just anyone though. Um, ask your brother. I just got an email from a friend of mine. She's watching right now. There's a link my friend sent me. Ask your brother about it, and you can get the
Mm-hmm.
cameras wholesale
Okay.
and not wholesale, on like used or pre-used,
Okay.
because oftentimes what they
Okay.
do, they will say, you know what, we want the new ones. Some
Right.
people like to change every year. It's only
Yeah.
used for a year and they don't need it anymore. Believe me, I have friends like that. Every year they come with a new product. They
Mm-hmm.
like if they literally change phones every year. I kid you not, my
Right.
friends. I still have the damn old phone I have. But they change phones every year. So a lot of people will say, no, I don't want this product. So what they do is they sell it on Facebook Market. If you
Okay.
have a Facebook Market, sometimes they sell it on there. So if it's $500, they'll sell it for like 125.
Okay. Yes.
Okay, and it's worth it. And then if you
Mm-hmm.
don't know how to connect it, like I don't know anything about that, I almost electrocuted myself trying, but not a good idea. You have to have special gloves. You have to know what you're doing. You have to have special. Uh, I didn't know that, but you have to have a special electric wire cut device thingy,
Oh.
that clip thing that clips it off or whatever. Anyways, don't do it on your own. I did the YouTube thing trying to do the door camera on my own, hot wire it. Not a good idea.
Okay.
Yeah, but have your brother do it. But you can find them cheaper, she said. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. Thank you.
Um, you're welcome. And then Angel said, "My kids are going to die in this place, and nobody will listen. How can I protect them?" Oh my God, Angel. I've caught people going through my home on my cameras, and they wouldn't do anything. What do you mean they wouldn't do anything? Who wouldn't do anything? Okay, so Angel said,
Well,
"What can I do?"
just to,
Uh huh.
just to I think she's saying that she had camera footage and said he wouldn't do anything, but he can help reports. And again, my advice is just create that record. Police reports, and they did
Mm-hmm.
this and they did that, and the record, the record, the record, the record.
No police reports. The
No, I
more
already
you
called the
call the
police.
police, no, the more you call the police, the more you're gonna look like you're crazy and
Oh.
unstable.
I disagree.
The whole, the
There's
whole
nothing
purpose,
wrong to
the whole
do
purpose.
a police report if they won't do anything. Whoever she contacted or didn't, and somebody committed a crime on a camera, you can submit police reports that to the record, as an exhibit for your affidavits.
You're right. I misunderstood police report by calling the police 911 because once they show
No,
up
you
in your
don't. You
home,
don't have. No, you don't have to go call 911. You can go to the police
yeah,
station Monday
and
through
just file a
Friday,
report.
9 to 5, and just file a report. So this happened to me. I committed. I have to take it. You're not going to look crazy for that. If you
Yeah,
keep
but
calling 911 for everything, yeah, you might look a bit nuts. But
every
again, it's
police
about creating the
report,
record.
right? But every police report that you do, you have to back it up with the camera pictures. So when you go do a police report, take the camera with it's in your phone. It's obviously you can
Yeah.
just show the date and show them. Take a snapshot and then print it and make that part of the report because they file the report in their office. Make sure that's attached to it.
And Angel, the police wouldn't. Sometimes we're a bit confused on the police wouldn't prosecute a crime, but I'm pretty sure all states are required to take a police report. They might not say, "Oh, we didn't see anything, illegal. We're not going to press charges." That's different than a police report. They really have to take a police report, a report.
A lot of what okay. It's nice to have a police report when you have evidence. Okay. When you just keep making police reports, it doesn't look right. That's why oftentimes they will follow you. They're bully you. They would follow you with different cars. They would follow you, harass you, and they start taking pictures of you. And you're like, "Why are you taking pictures of me?" And you start talking and getting angry, but they're trying to trigger you. And then they will take video of you when you're triggered, and then they will use it in court. That's what you guys don't understand. So be very careful how you hold yourself together with these people. If you're gonna allow a bully to bully you, and you're gonna face the bully and argue with the bully, you're just gonna be as stupid as they are. You're gonna be as foolish as they are. So drive away. Take a picture of them take a picture of their license plate and the car maker and drive away and then you can make a report. Say these people were taking videos of me. I don't know who they are, but I just want to put it in the record. That's how you talk to them. I just want to keep it in record, and here is evidence of what they were doing. Okay, make sure that's attached to the police report. Make yourself look intelligent. Make yourself sound intelligent. Don't sound hysterical. Don't sound emotional, and don't sound like you're paranoid about everybody after you. Because when you sound like you're paranoid, they're gonna think you have mental illness. Where they can start asking you, are you hearing voices in your head? Believe it or not, they do ask that.
Well, thank you so much for having me on tonight.
Thank you.
I hope we answered some of your questions, and I hope
Yes, you
we
did.
were
Thank you so
helpful.
much. No, you are
And
amazing.
follow
Thank you
up
so
with
much.
us, please.
I will.
So,
Tomorrow we're gonna see Valerie again. So just
okay,
tell
what
her.
time? Okay.
And then
You-
Alicia, you're gonna join us tomorrow or no?
I cannot tomorrow.
Okay, that's fine.
I'll send you a private message on my schedule, and we'll reconvene on some chats that we had.
Yeah, and also I wanted people to hear what we had to talk about today.
Yeah, another time, no problem.
Okay.
I'd love to have you on. I'd love to be on.
All right, awesome. Thank you so much, Alicia. I will see you again soon.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Good luck, Valerie.
And bye, Valerie. I'll see you tomorrow.
Yes, thank you so much.
You're welcome,
Bye-bye.
baby. Bye-bye.